I'm back, guys. Back off of my video content creator vacation. And I'm just kidding with y'all, man. I just, I'm gonna go ahead and own it, y'all. I dropped the ball, but back dropping videos consistently. So, with all that being said, this specific video is about me doubling back and taking a different perspective and adding context, not making irrelevant or discounting what I said before, but I wanted to add a context because I feel like it's only one-sided argument, right? So if y'all new to the channel, y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is my apology to all the Gen Z individuals out there, because I had to face the facts that boomers, Generation X, and yes, even a little bit of the millennials have jacked up this society, pretty much the world, in order to make the following generations have a tougher time adapting, right? Because each generation always feels like the same rules apply. And to a certain extent, that's true, but here's where the apology comes from, because first, I'm gonna apologize for the video for not adding that side of the argument, because I do feel like it was disingenuous to not weigh out that capitalism in its nature is to capitalize on other people. But I'm gonna set that aside. And what I want to expand on is, whether it's the boomers or Gen X, telling the younger generation, hey, get a job. Hey, 401k. Hey, get a house. Hey, start a family. Hey, get a car. Hey, go to school. Hey, get a career. Here's where that's a slippery slope, right? Because it still applies, and I'm not trying to play both sides of the fence. I'm just saying you have to add context to get a better perspective of those sentiments, because they don't work generally like the way they used to. Before this gig economy and hundreds of thousands of ways to make money, because it was a select few of only occupations, I feel like personally, you can add inflation on top of this as well, but just to target, what I'm specifically saying is that because there was only so many ways to make money, those jobs were ever able to pay a lot more, right? Relative to the cost of living. Now it's expected for you at this point in time to have a side hustle or an online business or some kind of, as they say, passive income. You gotta work retail and day trade, or you gotta be a construction worker and drop ship or e-commerce. You gotta, I don't know, be a doctor. Maybe if you're a doctor, maybe you got enough income to be able to, keep up with the cost of living. But generally, most of these careers don't pay like the way they used to in comparison to the cost of living. So why is housing unaffordable? Well, a couple of factors. But to get to the general point of why housing is unaffordable is because the older generation that was financially literate were able to seize an opportunity that's not promised to come back again, which is affordable housing. You having one career, one job, be able to buy your house, buy your car, support your family, feed your kids, so on and so forth, right? So we live in this society, and this is why it's hard to even date, is because now a dual income is almost required to start a family or leave your mama house. Like, not only you got to be on your game, but you got to find somebody that's on their game, and then y'all got to sit up there and come together rather than the man. And I'm not trying to make this a manosphere thing, but traditionally, the man would go out, establish himself in the world, then go find that woman to add to that established foundation. Building a foundation with a woman, it works, but it just has different norms, right? So we're moving away from this traditional perspective and now moving over to more of a modern perspective. And to be quite frank with you, you feel me? It's just the previous generations dealt Gen Z a bad hand. Because hard work at this point don't pay off. And that was a saying that used to really go a long way for, oh, just work hard, just work hard. I mean, you can work at McDonald's and work hard. You feel me? You can work, most people work hard. Work hard is not this rare skill. It's honestly required to live, right? So my main thing is with their video is just sitting up there saying that we pay Gen Z a disservice, and for where the world may be taken to, it may be taken to the point of no return, where we look 10, 15 years later and be like, how did we get here? Throw the rock and hold our hand and be like, yeah, that's that generation. We never used to be like that. And we got to sit up there and hold ourselves accountable for how we, because you got to think about it. Most Gen Z adults had to survive and thrive and reinvent themselves in a pandemic that I could say really nobody was prepared for, but I could say the most vulnerable would be that generation. Because as soon as they get an adult, 2019, 2018, 2017, trying to establish themselves in the world. Okay, I got my job. Okay, I got my first place. Okay, I got evicted out of my first place. All right, I moved back with my mom's. All right, I'm about to bounce back. Or whatever growing pains as most adults have to go through in order to build up the characteristics and skill sets to have a, you know, to set themselves up for longevity. That was snatched away. That set a lot of people back 4, 5, 6 years because of their trajectory, where people was able to maximize and compromise, you know, their situation. And then there was others that, you know, just wasn't prepared, myself included. Well, it depends on what you call being prepared. My bad, y'all. My bad, I had to take a little break. But yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you consider being prepared for a situation like that, right? I'm gonna be honest. The norm is becoming 18. I'm gonna just get straight to the point with this, y'all. The norms of going through elementary school, middle school, high school, becoming 18, and then be considered, all right, get out the house, go figure out your life. Like, honestly, and I'm not trying to be funny. I am trying to be funny in a way. But, I mean, I feel like 21 is the new adult, or probably not even that. Probably move it up to 25. From 24 down to infant should be considered a minor at this point. You feel me? I mean, because what's really an adult at this point? You feel me? Like, why even hold this title if you're not even in position to do what adults do when they get to adulthood? Like, You know? Now, like I said, I'm being funny, right? Because, you know, you don't want no grown ass 23, 24-year-old talking about I'm still a child, you know? Because that would be enabling. That's the wrong direction. But what I'm sitting up there saying is, I'm not sure what we're going to have to do. We might have to pull some stuff back. We might have to put some programs out there, you know, to help out the future generation. Because here's the scary part about this. Because every generation remembers of the things they had to overcome in order to get to where they needed to be. Meaning that they're going to get their turn to right whatever wrongs that was in the past in whatever way they feel suitable. I'm going to keep it on it. Where they weaponize AI, where they weaponize technology, where they sit up there and be like, yeah, all them old fellas that played us, yeah, we rose up, we came together, we revolutionized, and now we created a new system that y'all can't translate into because this is all about the young people now. So that's just my 2 cents from afar, man. But thanks for watching the video. More videos on the way. Thoughts, comments, leave those below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We gone.